Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. So KAZIM is out on global and that means we have to talk about should you pull him or should you pass on him or wait and see for a while longer. Now the thing about KAZIM is as of right now the only proven usage is some Legend Trial Tower stages where he's actually offering decent crowd control in his kit like along with Zandrock and others in the Mauler Tower. And also dealing decent damage even at lower ascension. I have a screenshot on here right now showing you like even matching Galahad's damage, even though like this KAZIM in the screenshot is like supreme ascension. So there is an interesting angle definitely for some crowd control comms, Legend Trial Tower, potentially some AFK stages. However, I have asked the top pushers when it comes to AFK stages, and they think the top meta is not going to change. But the pay to win meta, being like, Alna, Saida, Sylphira thrown into the mix, even some higher deficit stages are using Gunner contests and things like that. And in all of these teams, KAZIM doesn't have a place because KAZIM is just there for the crowd control. His damage will not measure up to other dedicated damage dealers for high deficit stages. And so really what it looks like to me is KAZIM is going to be that budget hero, for maybe newer players out there trying to work even like at lower copies like earlier on. Even maybe gradually building him, and if you don't have many of the pay to win celestial hypogeans, maybe you can see some use of him in AFK stages or the Mauler Trial Tower. But overall, is that enough of a reason to be pulling him? I think definitely not, and that is why I am very confident in the decision to be skipping KAZIM. Because of the fact that it's very niche usage, and also it is going to depend on if you have no better options, and basically you could potentially use KAZIM. Because when we talk about him for AFK stages, even though he has some damage output definitely, and he has good crowd control potentially, Sylvan basically does the same job as KAZIM. Sylvan is just almost like a light bear version, a knockdown version of KAZIM, who is a knock up. But in terms of crowd control, they have very similar in their kit, and they also come with some damage output that can actually be enough as like one of your damage contributors in stages or a Legend Trial Tower. But yeah, we've even have realized this season that Sylvan has not been that meta. I think he is showing up in some AFK stage records now, especially for players with limited options. But is that enough of a reason? Like even people are debating or even already have swapped Sylvan into Eevee, for example, because Sylvan is out of Dream Realm. And that is the thing. For Dream Realm, there is no chance for KAZIM because he deals some AoE damage. He deals some boosted normal attack damage. That is not enough for a damage dealer for Dream Realm. So Dream Realm is out of the question with KAZIM. So that is already like, he would really have to shine in other areas to actually warrant building him and investing into him. And he just doesn't shine to that high degree. So I think probably if you're a newer player in AFK Journey, probably still I wouldn't even pick up one copy off the banner, but if you have like the pre-order pack, you can get that one copy basically with the 40 tickets, and that's what I did. I got the one copy of KAZIM right now. I'm sitting on it. Honestly, I have made a decision for my own account going forward. I'm really only going to build up heroes now that I do believe have long-term or some meta usage. Otherwise, I will leave them at the low copies, and worst case, if they turn out to be meta later on, I can always have a swap ticket into them. Like, that's basically my thought process behind it. Because, yeah, there are a lot of hero releases, and even for a higher spender, you want to also make sure you're allocating your resources wisely, and if you can skip entirely on a character, then it's just going to leave more resources for your like Paragon upgrading the next meta character that comes out, because I'm just have my eyes most looking at the limited time dimensional hero we're gonna have. There's not a confirmation of it, but like that's been the trend. Whenever there's not a collab, we had Pandora, and like I'm waiting for a hero like one of those type of heroes to come, and then maybe use my resources on that. Anyway, that was a bit of a tangent, but overall the thing about KAZIM, like I said, it's just that he isn't bringing enough quite yet. Potentially, if there are a lot more knockups and maybe immediate beginning of the battle knockups implemented on meta heroes and going forward, then I can definitely see how KAZIM will gain value. But for PvP specifically, I have a real issue with him, with the fact that he as well as other heroes like even Nerion, they are hard countered by enemies who have unaffected. And like meta and PvP, unaffected is one of the strongest basically things you can provide to a character, whether it be steadfast or unaffected. And that is why Gunnar, Alna are dominating. Heroes like Contest, who are untargetable at the beginning of battle, very strong. And like, you know, when you have all of these heroes and more heroes probably to come in the future, I'm sure they're going to be more unaffected granters in the future, then it's like, what are you're basically trying to hit your head into a wall, facing up against meta teams, which will just be hard countering what your only game plan, your only strategy is for PvP. So that's why for PvP, I don't think it's a good investment, because unaffected is just going to basically put a arrow right through his heart, right? And make him not usable. So that is the thing about KAZIM for PvP specifically, and for AFK stages, like I said, just not enough usage. Maybe things could change. Someone did point out in my previous video that, you know, Lucy would be a potentially really good ally with KAZIM, and I do agree with that. Like, we haven't seen Lucy in stages for a long time. But if you're talking about a hero which really early on into the battle has a knock up and knocks up multiple enemies, it is Lucy. So like if you went for a Theodore, Lucy, KAZIM type team combo, I can definitely see that potentially working. However, it would be awkward, because if you would want to activate a Phantom, then you basically have to go for Wilder. And I guess you can go for Theodore Iron and have Iron group rather than Mihira. But a lot of times with Theodore comps, you like to have Mihira, and Mihira won't really fit into that team. If you're running Theodore, Lucy, KAZIM, right, then you have to basically go for Wilders from that point. That is the other thing. Maulers are just a weak faction, and so unfortunately, like, you can never really run Maulers in much content. The soaring at the beginning of the battle, it is interesting. However, also it comes with its disadvantages for PvP. Like, it's just like, you know, the Scarlita all over again, forcing your team to fight a 4v5. So yeah, I think KAZIM, he's definitely a cool design character. I think you could make use of him in both AFK Stages PvP or Legend Trial Tower to an extent, but I just don't think that value is high enough, right? But basically wait and see on KAZIM. I'm calling him a skip right now, but wait and see if he does have any more proven usage. I'll update you guys, and like, you know, we have 3 weeks left on the banner, and so plenty of time to make your decision. And even worst case, even if you full skip him, swap ticket would also be a thing, and we could always redeem ourselves later on in the season with another character, basically. So that is the thing. Save your resources for now. That's what I'm doing. That's my overall advice. But if you're a fan of him and you want to make him work, then go ahead and good luck with your summons on him. Let me know your thoughts about KAZIM in the comment section down below. If you have any other ideas about how he can work, or your overall thoughts, just is interesting to see. So thanks for watching, guys. That is gonna be it for this video. And if you're thinking about making a purchase in AFK Journey, please use my affiliate link for the official Farlight store. This is the best way you can support me and also gain 5% bonus dragon crystals on your purchase. My affiliate link is in the description of this video and a pinned comment, and you can actually bookmark this link in your browser, and whenever you're planning to make a purchase, just return to the bookmark link and make your purchase. It will support me and be greatly appreciated. So thanks for watching. I'll hopefully see you in the next video, and until then, everyone, peace out for now.